People on here. 9:27. Now I think I'm on here. Now how are y'all in the chat on here? Is this somebody in the chat? How I'm seeing chats. Yeah, chats on here. I don't know if this is working. I don't know if this here working for me or not. Okay, look like it might be live. It might be live chats now. So I'm guessing when I schedule a live, it'll allow y'all to go on there and be chatting before it start. So what happened was I scheduled the live and I'm at my office and my power went out. Power went out in the whole area. So I left, go gas up my wired car, and then was filming a regular video. I filmed a regular video over here. Oh, God bless you. Somebody sent me a cash out. Guess they thought I was down bad on them now. They thought I had went through something on them. God bless you. Sent me a cash out. But yeah, y'all forgive me. I had a video that I was filming and just kind of was talking, so the live probably be better. And somebody say Simone. Who is Simone? Talking about Simone Bible? Well, it can't be live. Paris, this 2:30 a.m. That notification work. Yeah, Benoni made it on here. Yeah, the Olympics. Oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. The Olympics. That's okay. That makes sense. Because my mother-in-law was at my house last night, then she at my house again tonight. I was wondering, I'm like, "Is something going on at my house?" But she be coming over to watch the special events. So she probably there watching the Olympics. I'm like, I'm going to work, and I got to work. I'm gonna let them for let Simone Biles do her work while I'm working. I figured I had to get on here. Now listen, this is also a Q&A. So if you have a question that you feel relates to other people as well, make sure you put hashtag Q before your question, and I will answer it. And a couple of updates. Thank y'all for the support of wealthofhealth.com, the company called Billionaire Labs, but the website is Wealth of Health, because if health is wealth, we can all be billionaires. So that's why I named it Billionaire. And my first release is elderberry gummies, and I really appreciate y'all support. I think I sold over 200 bottles, which is not a lot in the grand scheme of things, like, compared to the gummy competition. But For me to have only done a soft launch and no real marketing, no social media, you know, pages and all of that, no influencer stuff yet, just kind of warming up with my supporters, it's doing pretty good. I'm pretty pleased with it. Um, God bless you. I thank y'all for that support. Is it recommended to live on your own first before getting married as a single woman with no kids? Now you got to think about that now. What you what you saying now? You got to think about that, doesn't I? Brianna. Because are you saying should you live alone, or you before you marry as a single woman, or are you saying should you be living with a man before marriage? Because if you saying should you live alone until you get married, then the answer is absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. And what a lot of women don't realize is when you move in with a man, you are prolonging the time it's going to take for you to get married. You prolong it because when you move in with a man, he then has everything. He got everything he need. He don't need nothing else because most likely y'all sleeping together as well. Hey, and thank y'all for listening and putting the hashtag Q in front of your question. God bless you. 30 with 3-year-old daughter and 9-year-old son. How to know I'm ready for dating after being single for 3 years. Well, wonderfully made. This one kind of falls under the default settings of not ready to date, which is when you have a child that's under the age of 5, you're not ready to date. And when I say now, you could go on a date, but I mean, you don't want to bring nobody around your kids if your kids is 5 and under. And to be honest with you, your kids really ain't all the way safe at no point because you never know when they're going to be of the age to where they can really express themselves or that they will tell. Like, it's things that happen to 12 and 13 and 14 that the parent never hear about because of what the boyfriend or girlfriend told them or held them to. So you got to think about that. And especially you being a woman, and well, I don't know if you're a woman because it's a wonderfully made. But if you a woman and you gonna be dating men, you have to be very careful with the men because you never know if that man where he at with your 3-year-old. My wedding 8/19/24. Thanks, TG. Your teaching really helped me. You know what, B Faye? It sure did. God bless you, cause I be seeing your name. So I know you ain't on here capping. Cause you be on here. And I be seeing your name. So there you have it. People be wondering, oh, well, I be seeing people in the comments. Does anybody get married from this advice? Is anybody getting married? Where's the success stories? And it'd be like, listen, the CDC, the FDA give us all kind of advice. It's up if you use it. I don't get attached to people's results because they ain't got nothing to do with me. You got to do it. You got to do the work. All I can do is talk. So I'm not gonna let nobody failure make me feel like a failure. It worked for me. And so that's all I could do. That's all I could do. Tiff, God bless you. Hi, my dad passed away and left me a home. I'm single, just me. I'm selling. What are the best questions to ask a realtor to make sure I'm doing everything right? Well, Tiff, you probably gonna need a one-on-one session, and you probably need to talk to somebody in that space. Now, I did one of my year of coaching clients. I did just work with her on the sale of her house, and it worked out, and she was able to sell. But she's in my year of coaching program, so I was able to call on realtors in my network. And so realtors, one of my other clients in the year of coaching program is a realtor, and she has her own, brokerage firm or whatever you would call it. And so I reached out to her, and she consulted my client on the sale of her home and helped her understand the lingo and all that. So even though my client had her own realtor in her state, she still had somebody to bounce stuff off of. And so for me, I'm not an expert in that, and I try to stay in my lane. I know sometimes y'all see me talking about different things, but I'm not an expert on real estate and all of that. So, but one thing I will tell you from working with my client on hers, you will get taken advantage of. If you don't know what you talk about, you will get taken advantage of. I will guarantee you that. Because boy, they try to slip all kind of stuff in there, all kind of concessions, all kind of stuff. So you definitely need to talk to a third party whose hand is not in the cookie jar. And so that's what a lot of people don't understand. That's what life coaches do. A good life coach is not just somebody, a talking head running a mouth, but somebody with a network. My network is my network. My network is my network. So when it's something that's not my area, I got clients who are realtors. So I can reach out to, and then boom, they could take care of it. Because my client who sold her house, she's a single mom, and she sold. Now when you look at YouTube, now this a good idea what you're doing, in my opinion, because all of the financial experts that's looking at all the numbers, and they got a YouTube channel making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, they saying in the next 6 months, 6 to 12 months, the market finna crash. And they showing a lot of houses throughout these different cities that can't even sell. So my client who put her house up, it took probably, it felt like 2 or 3 months for it to sell. And then she had a young, hungry realtor that got on the case, and he got it sold. But it wasn't really selling at first, and it wasn't easy. And I think she had to lower the price too a little bit from what she originally wanted. I think she had to lower the price about maybe around about 5%, 3 to 5% for it to sell. So what they saying now is, if you can afford to sell, like in your case, you don't necessarily need the home. Your dad left it to you. If you can afford to sell now while the market's still being propped up. So when the bottom fall out, it get knocked down to the floor, you actually could take that money and reinvest and probably buy two homes for the price if the market crash. But we don't know if it's going to crash, because you never know what a president is going to do to prop it up. So just make sure that you wise about it, and that you don't just take one person advice. Like the Bible says, wisdom in a multitude of counsel. So anything I get ready to do, I'm gonna ask at least 3 people. I'm gonna ask at least 3 people, and I'm gonna compare it all. Is a personal trainer worth it for someone who doesn't have a lot of knowledge how to exercise the correct way? Yes, a personal trainer is worth it, at least for like a month, like 1 to 3 months. And then once you learn it and you kind of see it, then you can do it for yourself. I would hire a personal trainer that is the gender that you're not dating. So if you're a woman and you date men, hire a woman trainer, because one of the things is when you up close and personal with pheromones and hormones, a lot of women sleep with their male trainers. Male trainers get more booted than a thong because they stay. You hard pressed to find a male trainer that ain't sleeping with his clients. You hard pressed. He might not be sleeping with all of them, but he's sleeping with one of them. 9 out of 10 of them. You find if it's a male trainer that's heterosexual, or even if he's homosexual, he could be sleeping with his male clients. But it's hard to find a male trainer who ain't sleeping with a client, one of their clients, at least one of them. Some of them sleep with more than one of them. I can't tell you how, I can't count how many women I done coach who slept with a trainer. I can't even keep count. So I'm gonna tell you now, if you into men, hire you a woman trainer and make sure she into men. Because if she into women, she might want piece of you. So it's somebody that working out that get them endorphins going. And folks, before they know it, be knocking the boots. So yeah, get your training for 1 to 3 months. And then you'll know how to do it. It ain't nothing serious. And to be honest with you, you get on the incline treadmill walk and you'll be good. Then go grab the curl bars and do your 3 sets of 10. Then go get on the leg machine, do your 3 sets of 10. We're working out it ain't that intense, honestly. You could do it on YouTube. They show you exactly how to do the workout right there on YouTube. And I work with virtual trainers sometimes. I got a personal trainer in person that I do 2 days a week. Me personally, I can't stand it because he be doing too much sometimes. And I be telling him all the time, like, listen, bro, I ain't trying to get in no competition for weightlifting. I just come in here to go through the motions, man, just to get a little cardiovascular. I'm not in here trying to look like Ronnie Coleman in his prime, 32 with 5-year-old son, divorced hubby while pregnant because joined Hebrew Israelites, never met son, no interest because aggressive after joining the religion, confused on what to tell son when older. Please help. You tell your child the truth. You know, when your child ready for the truth, you tell your child the truth. And if your child go to asking questions before you have all the words, one thing I was just talking about with my dad, that a lot of times parents underestimate is the resilience that God gave children. To be honest with you, children have more faith than adults, and children are more resilient than adults. And if you really listen to what I'm saying and you pay attention to it, you're going to see what I'm talking about. Like, there are children who lose their parent at a young age and they go on with their life and they be just fine. They'll have a hole in their heart and they have questions, but they press through it. Whereas you see an adult lose a parent and they can't even get out the bed. Drinking, smoking, sleeping around, like whatever it is, like they go through like a deep depression a lot of times as an adult. Whereas you see children, they'll fight through. So what you got to realize is if it was me and if I were you and I had a 5-year-old, now it sounded like your 5-year-old not really asking questions, but if my child started to ask questions, I would say, mommy and daddy isn't together because mommy and daddy couldn't get along. We couldn't be friends. Like if you got to explain it to a child, when you explain it to at an age that he can understand, then you can say, hey, your dad started to be very mean, very aggressive. If they know what aggressive means, see what I mean? If they don't know what aggressive means, they know what mean. They know what naughty, what not nice. So you explain it to your child in the words that your child can understand. And you just tell the truth. Don't say your dad passed away if the daddy living. Don't say your dad is sick if the daddy ain't sick. You tell the truth because at one point your child will begin to contend with the truth, and you will suffer if you lie, because however they handle the truth will be based on the resiliency that God has created them with and your stability and your support. But if you lie about it, then you're going to pay a greater price when they find out the truth. But you also got to understand there's three sides to a story. So your ex-husband going to have a side of the story as well. And a lot of times it comes down to who could tell their side of the story better. That determines who the child believes until the child becomes old enough to understand the truth for themselves and be able to read between the lines and be able to tell who are telling lies. And so that's one thing you got to realize and understand as well. And it's unfortunate that the man joined a religion and lost his way, because we would like to think that religion will be beneficial and more helpful. But I do be seeing certain religions out there on the street corner and certain out there with a lot of iron in their chest getting crump for whatever reason. I'm thinking your question. Well, let me get this, y'all. Let me get this here question here. Really don't know how to go down to it, then come back. Bridget done jumped the line with old blessing. Bridget say, listen, Big Money Bridge. Big Money Bridget say, listen, y'all around here standing at the club. I'm getting in the VIP line. Brokianos. Bridget done jumped the line on you. What does it mean when you've been in no contact for about 6 months and your ex reach out to you after seeing you in public just to ask about small debt? Well, as the Bible says, borrower becomes servant to the lender. So if you owe your ex some money, then that need to be your first line of business, is paying what you owe. And if you are owed money, then your first line of business need to be collecting on what you owe. And then you go right back to no contact. So when you no contact, you keep it no contact. You keep it no contact and you keep going, and you don't let something just bring you back in like that. Uh-oh. Yeah, I still got this. Still got the weight loss because my brain just keep falling off my finger. Married friend husband does not work, not faithful. She's pretty with a career, works 2 jobs, and treats him nice. I don't understand why she's okay with this, or him with her working 2 jobs. People do strange things. What you need to do is see if you can gift her a coaching session if she won't do it for herself, just to talk about it. But you never know what really matters to people. So it sounds like to me she may have some form of like abandonment issues, and she may be codependent. And so it may be her paying a small price just to have companionship. And then he definitely is a loser and a scam artist. And it sounds like he has more so of a scarcity mindset. So he just wants to be taken care of and he wants to get over and he looks for a way to get ahead. So he doesn't care if she adds a third job to take care of him because he is a loser. You know, he's lost, he broke, busted, and disgusted. And so his thing is he want welfare. You know, he want government assistance. And she is his welfare and government assistance. And she want a warm body. She want companionship. She afraid to be alone. So they fit, they go together because of their inadequacy internally, what they dealing with internally. And so that's why a lot of times when we stand on the outside and we look in, what somebody else is doing, it doesn't make sense to us because we are complete in that area. Like we don't have the void that they have. So we looking and we like, well, man, what's going on? Like this don't make too much sense. Like how are you putting up with this? And that be the issue is they missing something else. Looking for y'all questions now. Gotta put the hashtag Q. Hi, Mr. Tony. What are your thoughts on men who are on a work visa and awaiting a green card when it comes to dating? I'm 24. He's 27. I'm working towards my master's of nursing, and he works in IT slash CS. It's very risky, and it looked like based on the picture I could see, Tatiana, it looked like you put together. So if you put together, then you can't base it all on, him wanting some, a green card or him wanting citizenship. But you got to be careful with that. That is a come up for a lot of men. It's a scam for a lot of men. But typically, when it's that, a man will just tell you. A lot of men will just tell you because a lot of these men who, if they want to get married so they can get citizenship, they already know it's a million women that'll just do it for the money for like 5K, or that'll do it just to have a warm body or just to change their Facebook status. So the with the amount of women it is today, what I'm realizing is it really is not a reason for a man to do green card scamming because it's just so many women. Like he could easily go get a woman off the street. Like, he could get a homeless woman and move her in with him and marry her and put her through rehab to come off them drugs. So he actually looking for love if he dealing with you and if that's you in the picture because you put together, you're not beat down. So he looking for love. You just got to take your time with it. He older than you, so he may know a little bit. But I like the fact that he working and he working in IT. So he finna touch him some six figures if he ain't already touching six figures. So it sound like, if he a black man, then definitely African. And is because a lot of African men in America do stuff in IT and different stuff like that. So he gonna make him some money. So the bigger issue is just dating him long enough to see if he is controlling and crazy. And if you get past 12 months and he's still not controlling or crazy, then and y'all talk every day, then it's a good sign that he realistically is dating for love. And so you just want to make sure. Lisa mentioned, I wish that stuff online was true. When they be having them at home jobs that they be posting all the time online. Separated from my husband for 1 year now. How long I've been on here? 30 minutes. Separated from my husband for 1 year now. We share a 14-month-old son. I left because he says he still loves me. I don't trust him anymore. Advice. You know him the best. So if you don't trust him, there's a reason why. And what you have to understand about yourself is that you created for love. You created to trust. You created to forgive. You created to nurture. You're created to be there. So if your heart is telling you you can't trust him and you don't want to be there, you got to listen to that. Because when a woman fed up, there's nothing you can do about it. Like the song say. So hey, there's one thing I tell women all the time is the strongest metaphysical, spiritual, I don't know what it called, force that I have ever experienced outside of the Holy Spirit is a sane woman's intuition. I'm not gonna say every woman intuition because it's a lot of women that is crazy as a bat out of Satan house. But when a woman is God, is now if you God fearing and you read your Bible, your intuition, you if playing the lotto wasn't sinful, you now about to play the lotto with that intuition because God put some in a woman. Because you got to realize now, the mother of the world, like you bring life into the world, so that intuition is tuned up, it's sharp to help. So you got to think about that now. TG, I'm struggling bad with body. I work 4 a.m. to 3 p.m. So that's almost 12 hours. And a single mom, one preschool. I don't want to be on the Zempi, but food and exercise isn't happening because of my schedule. Any tips? See, on the thing like that, when you're in a situation like that, you got to start with guidelines. So what your guidelines will be: only water, and walk 30 minutes a day. So if you do water, and then you got to have your no list, you got to have your don't list. So on your don't list, you want to have no fried foods, and you're going to have no processed food, and then you're going to limit your carbs. It's okay to eat carbs, but you just don't, you want to make sure you ain't just binging on a bunch of bread and a bunch of processed food and a bunch of rice. So if you just keep it simple to where you say, okay, I'm gonna move 30 minutes a day. I'm gonna move around, even if that's at work, to where you walk 30 minutes at work. And then you make sure that you just eating whole food. So get you a Ziploc bag. If you eat vegetables, get you a Ziploc bag with your vegetables in it. And you can eat the raw vegetables, clean them, and you can eat the raw vegetables, and that's your snack. Instead of snacking on potato chips, you snack on healthy things, vegetables. And based on your body now. It's based on your body. So understand your blood type, how you should be eating for your blood type, what you should be eating, and then get those things in a whole food way, not processed, not freezer food that you heat up, and just keep it simple, and you're gonna be shocked. And then create a window that you eat inside of. So if you eat inside of an 8-hour window, and you eat inside of that 8 hours, and you fast the other 16 hours, you're gonna shock yourself. It ain't really even about working out. It's really your intake. Like, working out is good, but exercise is not really how you lose weight, being in a calorie deficit or eating the right way, and then also making sure that you sleeping. So you got a 1 year old, so you need to create a morning and nighttime routine. So when you come home, you need to also make sure that you getting in bed at a decent time. So like right now, it's past your bedtime. So you need to be in the bed, and that's gonna also help you with your weight. Sleeping at least 6 to 8 hours a night. Six, I mean, that's on the low end. You really want to be around 7 to 9 hours. It's hard to do, but what you can't do there, you got to make up in other areas by having more discipline. Kishana, God bless you. I've been married for 5 months, and my husband has been back and forth about whether he wants to be married or not. I prayed about it, and I don't know what to do. What advice would you give? What I would tell you as a man is you got to stop. Don't baby him. Don't chase him. Like, do what you're supposed to do as a woman. Do what you called to do, and don't beg him and don't chase him. Because a lot of times it's like a lot of times when somebody know that you're gonna be begging them and you're gonna be worried about stuff like that, then a man will utilize that and he'll dangle that carrot in your face. So you really got to stand on business and just tell him, hey, listen, either you're in or you're out, but you can't be 1 foot in and 1 foot out. So I'm asking you to let me know, do you want to do this or not? Because I'm not, if I'm going to do this, I'm not going to do it halfway. And you just got to be straight up with him like that and call his bluff. And if he want to walk, let him walk. I mean, it's under a year. You get that annulled. So if you want to walk, let them walk. But you can't beg nobody to stay because you're going to create a prison for yourself. Shonda, God bless you. And I see y'all, other people put y'all thing up there. I'm gonna go to it and then come back because I guess I missed LaShonda's, but it still was in the chat. Sorry about that, LaShonda. Son, dad is Hebrew Israelite. Tells him blacks are chosen, going to heaven, and whites going to. Son called me crying, thinking I'm going to, because I'm 25% white. Help me as a single mom. Oh, and I'm guessing you the same person who asked about this, and your son 5 years old. Now, when your ex-husband doing stuff like that right there, Lord, right on my tongue. LaShawn, I'm the wrong one to ask that question. Because I do not like grown folks manipulating the mind of children and playing with children. I'll be telling them, listen, me personally, I'll be, listen, son, unfortunately, your dad is sick and he's crazy. And you cannot listen to a single word that comes out of his mouth. That's what I'll be telling them. But that's what a lot of women are already telling their child about their daddy. And ain't nothing wrong with the daddy. In this case, the daddy is wrong for coming, and you need to talk to the daddy because that's adult to adult. So you need to talk to him, send him a message and say, hey, you really wrong for brainwashing our 5-year-old with this newfound information that you just came into, and you're old as dirt, and you just now finding out about a Hebrew Israelite, and then you taking and you dumping all of that onto a 5-year-old and expecting a 5-year-old to be able to process that. If you continue with these manipulative tactics, putting your big age so-called insight on this little age child, I'm going to court. And you're not going to be able to see the child if you keep doing this. Keep your religion to yourself, and our child will choose the religion that he wants to be a part of based on the lifestyles that he see people live in these different religions and based on what he chooses. And so you got to talk to him adult to adult and just let him know. Y'all forgive him. Let me cut my air on because I got it set on. And so you got to let them know that. You got to let them know that you ain't finna be fooled up with them. You ain't finna be playing around with them, and let them know because he wrong for that. Playing with that baby like that, he wrong for that. Let's see something here. Now, y'all, I'm gonna come back to this here, but let me get these VIP line. Tashina, God bless you. My ex randomly called me and he was coming to my house to talk. When he got there, he talked about nothing of substance. Why does he keep coming back? I hadn't contacted him in months. He keeps coming back to see if you're still standing still. So the only way somebody run in and out your life is if you standing still. So what you have to do is you, for one, have to stop answering the calls from the past. You got to stop answering your ex phone calls. Two, never let somebody pull up on you at your abode without your invitation, because that is a gross, it is a gross violation of your boundaries. And if you have no boundaries for your life, then you have no respect for yourself. And if somebody realizes that you have no self-respect and you have no boundaries and that they can run in and out of your life, you will always be second fiddle and you will always get second best and you will never be respected. So when you close the door on the past, you got to keep the door closed. And the only way you open that door is when they come correct. And don't ever let a man pull up on you in person and talk to you in person. That is an absolute 100% no, because you are going to move on and you're going to meet another man. When you meet another man and your ex is calling your phone and then start blowing your phone up because he's used to being able to reach you, your next man is going to drop you like a bad habit when he see your phone keep lighting up and he see it keep calling you over and over and over because you've been stringing your ex along and dealing with your ex and talking with your ex. So you got to let your ex go to voicemail. And you also need to take your ex name out your phone and you need to turn on in your settings where it say phone, you got to turn on silence unknown callers because you know your ex number by heart. So your ex name should not be saved in your phone. So when they call you, it don't even ring. So if you out on a date with a new person, they don't see your phone light up and react because it's going straight to voicemail. And also, you got to remind ex when they come show up, you got to let them know if you show up to my house unannounced, I'm going to call the police because that is a violation of my privacy. And the reason why you have to do this is going to save a life one day. You never let a man come to your house unannounced when you trying to move on because you will eventually move on and your man will show up and in the heat of the moment, he could kick your door in and take the life of your boyfriend, or your boyfriend could take the life of your ex-boyfriend. And this happened every day. And it's some prominent rappers who have died this way because they started dealing with a woman who was dealing with their ex, and their ex thought they still had the thumb drive on their woman, and the ex pull up to the house and the woman is with a new man, calling herself trying to move on, but still had been giving her ex attention, and her ex end up taking the life of her new man. And that happened all the time. And so you gotta realize that now. And you can't play with that. You cannot play with that. A lot of y'all need coaching. A lot of y'all don't need a Q&A. Y'all need a whole coaching session. Go to mymentor.life. Go on over to mymentor.life. Because a lot of y'all now, y'all be doing elementary stuff that got grave consequences to it. And this right here, this already supposed to be known now. Y'all are supposed to know this. Come on now. You got to get it together. You got to get it together. Y'all out here doing bad now. Hi, Tony. My now ex-husband met a woman while we were still married less than a week after I moved out of our shared home. She moved in. She has been overstepping a lot of boundaries when it comes to our children. Okay, you did. Yeah, so you need a session now. When you do two of these, you need a session now. But you saving on the session though. You will save it. She claims to be a Christian woman and a minister, but she does not move very Christ-like, i.e., sleeping with and shacking up with a married man. How can I approach this conversation with him/her regarding respecting boundaries? Well, the thing about it, sister, is she already knows what she's doing, but you might want to remind her. Because see, the thing about it now, when you remind her, now you put the ball in her court and you say, hey, you're claiming to be a Christian, but you are shacking up with a man who is married. I am sure God is not pleased. Just that right there now. Just that one sentence, that's already enough. That is going to be like a recording in her head. Because anybody who claimed to know God, it's a little bit of the Holy Spirit could kind of almost reach them. That's gonna be a recording in her head. She gonna feel a conviction every day. And if she don't feel a conviction, then that's when you know she been turned over and you can't do nothing about it. But this is one thing that I always recommend to parents, and this to men and to women, because it could go either way. Protect your child. That at the end of the day, protect your child. So if somebody overstepping boundaries, you make sure that they know the boundaries, and you make sure that they understand there will be consequences for overstepping those boundaries when it comes to the children. So by any means necessary, you whatever court of law, whatever judge, whatever restraining order, whatever you got to do to make sure things is in order and in place with your children, that's what you have to do. You cannot play games about that right there. Now, you don't need to throw no hands. You don't need to be cursing. You don't need to get out of character unless you got to. But you don't need to be doing that. So you need to try everything in your power that you can without that. But it definitely have to be talked about. And at the end of the day, if I am being put in a situation to where the boundaries that's being overstepped, because you got to also question the boundaries, because you can't, these boundaries can't be just your preferences or just what you think are boundaries. Like if it's putting the child mentally, emotionally, or physically in harm's way, then it's overstepping the boundaries. But if it's not that, and it's just like when your child over there with the daddy, which is estranged husband, she take the child to get ice cream, or she fold clothes for the child, or she cooking or cleaning or stuff. If stuff like that is what you call an overstepping boundaries, then that's different. But if you talking about really overstepping boundaries, then you got the right at that point to protect your child. So me personally, if I am co-parenting with somebody and they putting my seed in a situation that is not advantageous to my seed, when I get my seed back, I'm not letting my seed go back over there until there's some straightening that's got, and it's some court order. I'm gonna force somebody's hand to go get a court order, because I'm gonna let the judge know what's going on over there, so the judge could really think about, okay, is this right or wrong? And then when the judge hear my side, then the judge gonna be like, okay, you know what? You is right. I ain't granting custody or nothing because of what you over there doing when the little one is over there. But if that's not the case, if it's not gonna hold up in the court of law, then you have to realize you could just be being sensitive about the situation. So you got to realize and understand that. Is 6 to 7 years too long to wait for a ring? We start dating senior year of high school. His mom passed 2 years ago, and we were long distance at one point. We're both 24 years old. He has been unfaithful once. No, because life doesn't even start for a man till 25. So y'all real young. Now, had his life been normal, then you could say, yes, he's old enough, he's mature enough to marry you. But considering all that right there that you just put in there, all that extended time, like the clock really don't start until y'all live in the same city and you can see each other every week and you can talk every day. So when you can talk an hour a day, see each other every week, and there's no extenuating circumstances like him losing a mom at a young age like this, him having met you in high school. But at the same time, you don't want to sit around and just wait if you sense that y'all are growing apart and that he now likes something different. Because when you start dating somebody in high school, he's not a man. He doesn't know who he is. He doesn't know who he wants. So most often I find that high school relationships don't last because the man's taste changes and what he wants changes. And a lot of times, high school sweethearts will make it 10 to 15 years and then go through a divorce or a breakup because the man's heart changed about what he wanted and what he liked. Because what he liked as a little boy, he no longer likes that as a grown man, and he has different values and different things he prioritizes as a grown man. And it's not always a bad thing, in the sense of sometimes the woman doesn't grow, sometimes the woman doesn't mature into a wife, and the woman is still like a little girl, she's still like a teenager, and the man could start to want a more mature woman who knows what it takes to be a wife. And so sometimes you could be waiting on a ring because of you, if you realize you're not waiting on a ring because of him, and now he been unfaithful once, that's the time that you found out about. So another thing with that is, a lot of times you can't always base it on that, because it's very easy to cheat and not get caught. And when I say easy, I mean easy. It's easy to cheat and not get caught. So when somebody get caught, typically it's because they got messy. And you got to look a little deeper into that to see if y'all even got a relationship, or if you are in a relationship with a single man. So you got to understand that there. Y'all got to forgive me. BIP line got a little full. Thank you for all you do, Tony. God bless you. Bianca, I think let's say Bianca, or maybe say Blanca. God bless you. Appreciate you. Sending an old blessing in. Appreciate you. Old big bag Blanca. Say bag now. I ain't say bite. Got that money up. Send an old blessing. Hey, when y'all send them blessings, I just want to tell you, even though I don't be on here begging for them and asking for them, I sure appreciate it. Because that old raggedy YouTube been tearing my videos up. That's why tonight I was skipping over some words, because they been looking for any little reason. Nah. Any little reason. I say. I'm going back to the regular questions now. Y'all give my head scroll up. I'm 28. Guys approach me in public. Some I find attractive. I give them my number, but I have to cut them off after a month or less. I'm being too harsh. Am I being too harsh? Getting tired of having to block multiple men. Well, Summer, that's a good problem to have because one day it's gonna be winter. So you got to appreciate having that problem. And you got to know that that's par for the course. That's very normal, very common. You're going to have to go through several different little dating situations like that to meet the one. So it's very common. And you got to understand that. Somebody sent me a cash out. God bless you now. God bless you. So understand that now and get that in your spirit. God bless you now. Give me 1 second. I have to hit the little heart on the little cash out. Make sure that go through. Let people know that they are seen and appreciated. To God be the glory. You hear me? So understand that, and someone now I could tell. Look here now from your picture there. You don't got on no bra on there. You ain't got no bra on. So that right there, and I could just tell the fact that you ain't got no bra on and you got that long hair, that and the way that they are sitting, it let me know that you probably got your derriere on you. And if you got your old derriere on you, that's why you're getting approached so much. Your body. The body is sealing the deal. And so when a man approaching you for your body, that's why you're gonna have to block him because he coming to you and he's as a horny toad. He ready to jump off in something. And also it's how he reading you sometimes too. Because it can happen both ways now. Because y'all women always get mad when when they feel like that somebody is blaming them for the way a man approaches them. But that does play a part in it. And so if you dress very tight clothes or revealing clothes or suggestive clothes, and you're not in like jeans and a blazer or like sundresses with flip flops, like if your outfit don't say business or if it don't say casual friendly girl next door, if it say off duty stripper, that's gonna change the way a man talk to you when when he go to texting. So you also got to. I'm not saying that you got to change anything, but I'm saying you just gotta be prepared and know what come with what God gave you. And you could dress like a nun, which you don't, because you're not dressed like no nun in your picture. But you could dress like a nun and still get, tried. But if you ask a nun, they'll tell you they ain't getting tried. And a nun dressed like a Muslim woman, a traditional Muslim woman. You ask a traditional Muslim woman, they'll tell you they ain't getting tried. You know why? They covered up. A woman in a business outfit, she getting watched, but she ain't getting approached as much because she looked like business. So when you look like a good time and you look like a fun time, you're gonna attract more men, but they also coming for a fun time. So it's gonna take a lot more interactions until you meet the ones that's serious. So you got to realize and understand that. This somebody. So that was somebody else with the Hebrew Israelite. Is more than one of y'all dealing with a Hebrew Israelite? Oh, one of y'all dealing with a Hebrew is more than one person dealing with a Hebrew Israelite? Was I'm reading the wrong thing? Oh yeah, Lashonda and Empress. Okay. Yeah, okay. So what it is with this Hebrew Israelite stuff, I went too high up on these questions. I'm trying to get back down to where I was. Here you go. Now let me speak on that Hebrew Israelite thing. Let me tell you, I've seen these Hebrew Israelites on online, and so that's why more men are converting because their videos is going viral. And in their videos, a lot of them seem very they have a air of confidence about them, and they speak with such confidence and conviction that those are qualities that men desire to have and that men look up to and respect. So if a man is feeling lost or he's feeling confused or he's feeling weak and he wants something to hold on to, he wants something to believe in, and this particular thing seems like it's going to empower him and strengthen him, give him confidence, give him courage, he wants to be a part of that. So that's why these y'all more than one person is dealing with a man who says he's a Hebrew Israelite, which 9 out of 10 times he not no Hebrew Israelite. He just want to be a part of something that make him feel special. But if you a Hebrew Israelite and you God people for real, you don't have to stand on the street corner. Because what is God? What do you see the Jews standing on the street corner? You don't have to stand on the street corner with a coin bucket with arguing with people if you God's chosen people. That don't make no sense. So a lot of people not even realizing that. I'm God's chosen people and I'm a Christian. And that's why I could sit on this here computer in the air condition in one of two conjoined offices without raising money and taking up donations. And I could sit here under the blessings of God because I'm one of God's chosen people and I'm not no Hebrew Israelite. So the thing about it is the proof in the pudding. It got to make sense. If you God chosen people, you ain't got to argue with nobody. You ain't got to have your chest poked out. You ain't got to be doing all that loud talking. You ain't got to be broke, busted, and disgusted and on the street corner. Because what God is in, the proof gonna be in the pudding. What the presence of God gonna flow, it's gonna show. You don't got to sell God. You just got to live it. And God gonna work through you. And man will know that you called and chosen by God based on what he see and feel from you. But you don't have to sell nobody on that. You ain't got to stand up and argue with nobody on that. Tony, a 45-year-old dating a 60-year-old, significant age gap for future relationship marriage. It is a significant age gap, and I'm against it particularly, but there are exceptions to the rule. But it also depends on who 45 and who 60. And Blanca, I don't know if you talk about yourself that you 45 and you dating a 60-year-old, or you a 60-year-old dating a 45-year-old. So write that again with a little more clarity on that. Like who 45 and who 60. It don't really, it does matter because it does matter because men mature later. So if the man 45, I'm gonna be questioning that right there situation because it don't make sense for a 45-year-old man to want a 60-year-old woman. And then if the man is 60, he don't deserve a 45-year-old woman, and he may try to re-raise her because he old enough to be her dad. Because black men in the hood have kids at 15, so he technically old enough to be her daddy. Y'all forgive my son text me. He a grasshopper got him hell. He don't want to walk past the grasshopper. I know a guy that's 37 dating a 21-year-old. I tried to tell him that's not a good look. His father told him he's robbing the cradle. What are your thoughts on this? I got a video on that. Older men dating younger women. I don't like it at all. I more than 10-year age gap kind of bothers me just because I just feel like it's just not enough relatability, just too far apart for me. And again, he's 16 years older. He old enough to be her dad, all albeit a young dad, but he old enough to be her dad. And honestly, let me help y'all understand something about this age gap thing. Really, what that is when a man go date a woman that young, it's insecurity on average. Now, remember, there are exceptions to the rule. The exception to the rule would be if a man meet a woman and he have no clue that she's 16 years younger. If she look his age or older and he meet her and they hit it off and they talking and he really, really like her, and then he ask her, how old are you? And he find out she's 16 years younger, that's where you can have like an exception to the rule. But women already look younger than they are. So a woman who's 21 could very well likely look 14 to 16. So when a man 37 go chooses a 21-year-old, in my opinion, it is insecurity and perversion. He wants a woman hasn't, who he hopes hasn't slept with a man or multiple men. And he wants a woman that he assumes is tighter in the area. And he wants a woman that he can raise, that he can teach, and all of that. Son be texting when I be gone. I don't know if he be thinking I be cheating on his mama or what, and just be trying to tap in and just check, just see where I'm at, what I'm doing. It's like, man, what did you text me for? He never texts me. He never texts me. I mean, he'll text me sometimes, but it's always when I'm away from home, he texts me. And he growing and he's starting to realize like how hard it is to be a provider man. And he's starting to realize like the short end of the stick. so to speak. Like he's seeing on social media and stuff, and he's seeing like, man, okay, when a man is like my dad and he provide, and the woman doesn't have to work, and not only do he provide for his household, but everybody else comes to him asking for help and advice and support and money. Like that's a hard life, and he's starting to realize like what I do and what it takes to do what I do, and he's starting to kind of he be checking in on me like, you good, like is everything, how are you doing, type of thing. LaShonda, my ex-husband, now this a third person, Sister MJ. LaShonda, my ex-husband, was a Black Hebrew Israelite, and my children and I suffered as a result of it. I started having nightmares, and so did my daughter. You know what? Now, I just heard of and some of y'all Hebrew Israelites that's watching this, y'all men, y'all need to come on to the table and talk about this thing now, because I just seen I just seen another family get destroyed, and the man totally lost his ever-loving mind, talking about he a Hebrew Israelite. And that's what I try to tell y'all. Satan come in a lot of ways. Because one thing God is not going to do through nobody is God is not finna be arrogant, controlling, condescending, toxic, the A word. That's God not finna do that through nobody. So if you are God's chosen, you're gonna be a leader, and your strength is in your gentleness. Your woman is gonna feel safe. Your children are gonna feel safe. They're gonna feel safe. They're gonna feel loved. They're gonna feel protected. If you around here causing all kind of T word, TERRO, y'all forgive me, I can't say nothing no more because YouTube trying to ban my channel for speaking the truth. So I gotta spell stuff out now. You causing all that right there? Man, listen. God ain't in you, God don't know you. Point blank period. I don't care what you call yourself. God ain't in you and don't know you. My high school sweetheart and I is back dating after being apart for 15 years. I broke up with him. He contacted me on IG, how to date him correctly. We went on 4 dates. The best way to date him, now Ray Monica, now one thing I could tell here about you is you got some good edges, and it look like you fresh and oil in that face. So you look like a real life cartoon character, meaning in a good way now. Like Penny Proud from the Proud family came to life. And it looked like you glowed up. Cause it looked like you got full lips. And if your lips is not filler, if those your natural lips, that means your lips used to be too big for your body when you was young. So now you look like, based on this here picture, you look like the prototype that women trying to get. They trying to get them some flowing hair. They trying to get them some nice laid down gel edges. They want clean, fresh, glowing skin, and they want plump lips. So 15 years later, old boy done seen that you don't look how you look in high school. Now you the mature version of you then, and he think you look better. A man don't go backwards unless he going back to better. So what you got to do with this is you can't let him pick up where he left off. If y'all was sexually active, you got to keep your legs closed. Make him take you on dates. And when I say make him, I don't mean literally make him. I mean, let him initiate conversation and communication, meaning let him reach out to you. Hey, how you doing? And you keep a 3-to-1 ratio. And you don't have to be exact. But what I mean by 3-to-1 ratio of contact, meaning he reach out to you on Monday, he reach out to you on Tuesday, he reach out to you on Wednesday. On Thursday, you could initiate communication. So he knows that you are reciprocating and that you are into him as well. But it is a man's job to court a woman and to initiate contact and to be the leader. A man is the leader, a man is the head of the household, a man is the protector, a man is the provider. So if a man wants all of those roles, he has to be the one initiating contact and initiating the dates. And then what you do as a woman is you receive, you show gratitude, and you reciprocate. And you keep your legs closed, your mouth closed, your hand closed, your ear closed, your nose closed. You keep every hole closed, and you let him date you. You let him date you. You let him, and you see if y'all could get along as people. You see if y'all can really connect. And when you see that, now that's when you start to realize and see, like, okay, we could get along. This here thing can work. And y'all forgive me, another thing popped up here. Let me see here. VIP question taking me. Now let me see. I ain't see that one, man. Or was that the one? Y'all forgive me. I'm up here running my mouth. I'm missing some of these. Husband recently started following you. Can you shout him out with encouragement? At Sean Lewis, we're 20 plus years married. God has been so good and it's only getting better. Continued blessing to you and family. Infinite 47. God bless you. Now look at that. Sean, what's going on with you now, man? I appreciate you being here because I ain't used to that now, man. Wife followed me and then he started following me. I done heard of it, a few times, but 20 plus years married, y'all don't really need no relationship advice. 20 plus years married now. But hey, I'm glad y'all here. God bless you. Sean, I'm doing a men's retreat. So Infinite, start saving some money so you can help Sean out with this here men's retreat in October 2025. It's just gonna be a small group of us. I kind of want it to be all husbands, but I'm open to non-married men coming and also learning and gleaning from us husbands if they desire to be married. But October 2025, I ain't even released. I ain't made the site yet, but I'm gonna do it here eventually. Okay, this was the other one that showed up. Forgive me now, Mr. Genela. That's another language. How can I become more of a home girl? How can I become more of a home girl? Men think I'm cold/distant. Everyone else sees my warm, nurturing, bubbly personality, but it doesn't translate in dating. Is there anything I can do differently? To be honest with you, you don't want to do anything differently because that's what you gotta be with men. If a man say you cold and distant, you in the right space. Because if he go to telling you that you is warm and close, you about to get used and dogged out. You say warm and close for your husband, and you let a man appreciate and love your cold and distant. And that's just a Jedi mind trick. You're not really cold and distant. If he could text you and get a response, if he could get on the phone with you, if y'all could go on a date, you're not cold and distant. What cold and distant really means, what he's saying in Manglish is, why aren't you desperate? And why aren't you chasing me like most women? Why aren't you trying to force me into marriage like most women? Like, why are you cool, calm, collected, confident, self-loving, knowing who you are? That's what he called it, cold and distant. Because if he could talk to you, then you're not cold and you're not distant. So that's a Jedi mind trick. And I could look at your picture here and it looked like You got good glowing skin. Look like you got a good flowing, glowing head of hair. So that right there, what a man want you to do is when you got a glow, he want to break you down to where you desperate on average. Not a good man now, but your average man you meet, he gonna want to break you down. And so what you got to realize and understand about that is it's better to be cold and distant than to be warm and close with a boyfriend who ain't paid no dues, ain't earned no keep, because that is your heart protecting itself. When you get close, when you get warm and close, that's going to happen when he earns your trust and you can trust him and you start to love him. You naturally going to be different. I see y'all still talking in here about the Hebrew Israelite. Yeah, that be happening. That do be happening. Mm. I ain't know they believe. I ain't know they stuck in the Old Testament and believe in poly relationship. That makes sense though. How they be acting. Um, and not the Israelites now. The black Hebrew Israelites. I don't know who all Israelites now. We having stuff coming over here on my cellar. Yeah, you talking about me? Uh, hey, TG, can you please talk more about single women with no kids, with one income, and trying to survive this economy alone with no help? I feel like I'm ready to give up. No soft life. This a hard life. Look, you got to work. You got to grind. And I know it feel like if all you got to do is take care of yourself, you got it easy. I'm gonna tell you that now. If all you got to do is take care of yourself, you got it easy. So if you find it hard being by yourself with no kids, sister, when you have kids, you really gonna feel like jumping off somebody's Golden Gate Bridge. You hear what I'm telling you? So you got to shift your mindset. And every day you got to count your blessings and say, Lord, I thank you that I got it easy. So now take what you just said and add a child, then add two, then add three. It's some women with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 kids by themselves. Man done walked out. So honestly, it's a mindset shift. That's all it is. It's a mindset shift. Like when you single, you ain't got no kid, you work 20 hours a day. You could grind. You got to get out here and grind now. You got to get these lessons. You got to get these lessons and get out here and go to work. Ain't nobody coming to save you now. If you got to sell plates, if you got to sell jewelry, if you got to mow lawn, sweep floor, clean houses, babysit, whatever you got to do, you got to get out here and get it. Do anything but script and sell your body. Don't get on nobody OnlyFans, but you got to grind though. You got to grind. You see what I'm doing? It's 10:52 p.m. I'm working. I'm working. I'm up here on the virtual pole for little 19.99s. I'm on the virtual pole. You see what I'm saying? I ain't making nobody excuses. I'm up here on the pole. You got to do what you got to do. It ain't gonna come easy though. Filed for divorce after finding out my wife was cheating. Thyroid. Now, thyroid. I heard thyroid now. I found her. I found I might know somebody with thyroid. Filed for divorce after finding out my wife was cheating. I tried to work it out, but she said it was for the best. Then she said it was my fault she cheated. Your wife, your ex-wife, just like a man who cheat, loose booty. Loose booty HO. Loose booty 901. Loose booty 305. That's all it is. There is never an excuse for cheating, neither for male or female. There is never an excuse for cheating. Can't nobody make you cheat but yourself. Because if you feel like you got to cheat, you can leave. She cheated because she loose and she wanted to cheat. The only time we cheat is when we lost and loose. We lost and loose. And it don't necessarily mean intercourse. Cheating could be emotional, but still, you loose morals, you're loose minded, and you're lost. So that's all it was. And so you can't accept no blame for her cheating because if you was that bad of a husband, she could have left. She could have filed for divorce instead of cheating because you could have been the type of man that would take her life. It's in the Bible days, women would lose their life for cheating. And so that's what Jesus had to say to the woman. Remember, this was the New Testament. Jesus said to the woman, he said, let he who is without sin cast the first stone. They were about to stone the woman. And Jesus had to jump in and save her. So you got to realize and understand that, cheating is a ungodly offense. And so you did the right thing. You did the right thing. And that is even biblically grounds for divorce. You did the right thing. Because I sure would have left too. I sure would have left. I'm 46 with 11-year-old girl set in my ways. I feel like I just want someone to get my rocks off safely. If I do get married, he has to have his place and I have mine. Is that possible? No, nosy by nature, and you on the wrong page. You was on the wrong page for all that sin and debauchery. I do not condone that. That is life in a pit of hell. You is fixing to bust hell wide open, trying to get your rocks off safely. That is fornication. That is messy. That is not wise. And you're going to wake up dead. So listen to me when I tell you, you need to get therapy. You got an 11-year-old daughter, and you are a terrible example. So you need to get therapy. And then, in addition to therapy, you need to get coaching. You have to wash your mind, wash your heart, wash your spirit. You need to heal. You need to grow, and you need to change because that mindset is a broken mindset. That is a trauma-ridden mindset. You're full of trauma, and this is your trauma response, and you need to get help with that because that is disgusting. Because it is impossible. Safe fornication is an oxymoron. There's no such thing as safe fornication. And to get married and then live in different houses, you might as well not be married. That means, to me, that screams that something happened in your childhood that you have not healed from, to where you don't like men. You hate men or dislike men or are afraid of men. You don't feel safe with a man. And that comes from what you have suffered. So you have to go to therapy and you got to get knowledge and understanding. You got to get perspective, and that will help you heal. When they say knowledge is power, it's because knowledge builds confidence. And so, what y'all got to realize over here on this channel is all I could do is be real with you, male and female. All I could do is be real with you and tell you the truth. A lot of people don't understand that about this here channel, and they think that this a simp channel, this a pandering channel. They think I'm the original Kendrick Lamar. They not like us. I'm gonna call it right down the middle, and I ain't taking nobody's side but the Lord's. I ain't taking nobody's side but the Lord. I was just saying on my video today, I don't like Kamala. I don't like Donald. I'm voting for Jesus Christ. I don't like now one of them. I don't like Democrats. I don't like Republicans. I like the Holy Spirit. I'm gonna call it right down the middle. So listen to me. Tell you now, so you got to do better now. You was on the wrong page for that. Now you on the right page to get the word and to get your life in order, but you're on the wrong page for that mindset now. Tell you that. Now, good church girl got married and divorced 10 years ago within 4 years. After rebelling some, I came back to Christ years ago at 41. I'm happy, but never really had a should I bother dating? Yeah, you should date, but don't you didn't already rebel. So if you rebel, what kind of rebelling you was doing? The rebelling is having like you done already rebelled and you done already got that out your system. So yeah, you ought to get some healing. You need therapy and coaching, and then you'll be ready for dating. I wouldn't go back out there in the way that you are. Can we have a conversation about the Black Hebrew Israelites? Sister MJ, honestly, I really don't know enough about the Black Hebrew Israelites to converse on them, and I really don't like to speak on stuff. I just know that the ones I've seen sound ignorant. The ones I've seen on YouTube arguing with people on the street corner, they sound ignorant. They sound angry. They sound mad for no reason, and they out there and they want to be seen, they want to be heard, but there may be a true core of them that are living in peace and harmony. And the people we see online could be the outliers, but they giving the religion a bad name. But I think I know a Black Hebrew Israelite I grew up with who he lived normal, like he lived a normal, peaceful existence. Like he not out here arguing with people and getting on people's nerves. But I don't know enough about him. And then also the reason why I don't like to give a floor to stuff is because sometimes people speak from their trauma and from their pain, and it really ain't got nothing to do with the subject matter, more so about who hurt them. And so that's really why I really don't want to talk about different stuff. And then sometimes too, people will come for you, and if they come for me, they gonna get what they coming for. And the way they be out there, the ones I see with their chest out, I've been had to put something in it. And so that's why I really don't like speaking on stuff, because I don't be with all that, what all that loud talking and back and forth. So I just try to mind my business. Went on only a few dates with a guy, and I decided to end things. When I told him, he said, "You won't find a better guy than me." Thoughts? He might be telling the truth. You ain't say why you decided to end things. You went on a few dates and you decided to end things. You ain't say if you ended things because he was a jerk. a butthole, ignorant, immature. But if you just end the thing, just to end things, and he do nothing to you, he might be telling the truth. And I'm gonna be honest with you, what he said, that is the truth for a lot of women today. I talked to a lot of women who is passing on good men, legitimate good men. So he could be telling the truth. I don't know the whole story now. You might have to add a little more clarification on why you left him. So that, sometimes it play a part. Welcome to the new members. God bless you. What does it say about a man who doesn't post his wife on IG? Me personally, I think that means he is either cheating or he is open to cheating. That's what I think that's what it would mean for me. If I didn't post my wife on Instagram, it would mean that I'm cheating or open to cheating. Because otherwise, your wife is a part of your life. Like, you won with your wife. So even if it's a business page, your wife will actually help you make more money because people see stability when they see marriage. And you could be in a bad marriage and post your wife and get more clout, more money, more business, more sales and what you're doing. That's why black men are in the high levels are encouraged to get married. Like the ones who want to be billionaires, that's why Jay-Z got married. That's why LeBron James married. That's why Kevin Hart married. The ones who want to Dwayne Wade married. The ones who want to be billionaires, they get married. They encouraged to be married because it represents stability and it brings stability. Because just the men that I named, statistically speaking, they're not supposed to be married. Like I can't remember if Kevin Hart was raised with a father or not, but or Dwayne Wade. But I know, like, with LeBron James, let's say, and Jay-Z, I think they known to be single mom, come from a single mom home. So statistically, they're not supposed to be married, but they married, and they billionaires. LeBron and Jay-Z. LeBron basically a billionaire, and so I don't trust a man. I personally do not trust a married man who doesn't wear a wedding ring and who doesn't post his wife online if he have social media. I don't even think I would do business with a man who don't post his wife on Instagram, or be friends with a man who won't post his wife on Instagram if he make an Instagram post. Now, if he ain't making Instagram posts, okay, that's different. But I don't trust him. I don't know. Young yeah. Oh, okay. Jennifer, I ain't know if you were light skinned black. I didn't know if you were light skinned black, but at the end I see you white. I thought you were white now, but sometimes it be black people that be your color. So I ain't want to say, because Rachel Dolezal about your color, and Kamala Harris about your color. So I ain't want to say. Hmm. But that's all I need to hear there. Because the other lady said her black Israelite, Hebrew Israelite, told her son, that he going to heaven because he black, but that the mama might be going to hell because she 25% white. And then now here you was dating a black Hebrew Israelite and use a white woman. I'm gonna have to Google about this right here, because me personally, I really don't know, because I don't pay attention to stuff don't make sense to me, and I don't pay no attention to it, and I'm just not that caught up in trying to be associated with a group of people, like with a tribe. Like, okay, you a black Hebrew Israel, like, and it was so many Israelis that didn't get into the promised land. God turned his back on the people of Israel at a period of time. So it's like, okay, and that don't mean nothing. You still got to serve Jesus Christ, because Jesus Christ is the Son of God. So if y'all saying these people stop at the Old Testament, they ain't got no blessings. Ain't no blessing. And that, me personally, might be why they be on the street corner trying to raise money. Because I just don't understand it. Because the God I serve, I ain't got to go work on the street corner. God I serve, ain't got to argue with nobody. It's like you better sit back and watch me be blessed. Even when I'm doing bad, I'm doing good. You ain't gonna be able to tell it. So I really don't understand it, to be honest with you. Somebody had wrote, when Tony finally get on live, it's gonna be a long live. Yeah, you know, ain't got nothing better to do but sleep. 34 single mom, 865, seeking God and working on 3 Bs. I'm a DV survivor and don't want to date until my kids are older, but my kids want me to have a husband and more kids. Advice. Well, so kids don't know what's best for them. So, and to be honest with you, for you to have a husband and more kids, it sounds like they saying, "Mama, you get on our nerves." So you got to read between the lines. It sounds like they saying, "Mama, you get on our nerves, and you need something to do, and somebody to do." It's basically what they saying. Like, "Mama, you is just too much. You too overbearing. You need a hobby. You need some help. You need somebody." So you might want to look into what you doing for them to be saying that. Because I'm gonna tell you, my kids saying they don't want no more kids. They don't want no more. They saying they are enough. They don't want to split their blessings with nobody else. So for you to be a single mom and you got 3 kids and they talking about they want you to have more kids, they probably more so want you to have a husband so you can have some financial support, and so that you can have somebody to take some of the attention off of them. And then they probably just assume with a husband, he gonna want to have a child of his own with you. So, but you got to know what's right. You already got to know what's right. Tanya, God bless you. And I'm praying for all of y'all with these unique, blessed names. Because I'll be seeing some names. They tell you that is the first that I see in that name. And I had a name come in today, and I'm a black man, and I deleted the email. The name was so black. They ain't too black. So I can only imagine what y'all names be doing to white people. Bill be in there. What in the world? Chakra nutritia. Oh my goodness. Absolutely not, ma'am. I am not hiring chakra nutritia. So I'm gonna tell y'all, for those of y'all who have not had kids yet, nah, they telling you that ain't bad because she on the screen. They telling you, but that is a unique name now. You definitely not gonna. Typically, somebody else need to have your name. If nobody else got your name, all I ask y'all is when y'all have kids, think about that with y'all kids. Cause I'm gonna tell y'all be missing out on opportunities and jobs and don't even be knowing it now. And they telling you I ain't picking on you. But since you say you already know I was gonna say, you probably I don't wonder if you know I was gonna mention that unique name you got. I love it now. It's a unique name. That is definitely different. That is definitely different. God bless you. I am launching a pop-up jewelry business in a few weeks. I've been reaching out to boutiques to set up in their stores. Where else should I consider setting up? I'm struggling to think out the box. Well, Tasha, you need to be in the Blessed Business Tribe. You're in the Blessed Business Tribe. You'll see it under the video, and you probably need a one-on-one session for that, where you could do a deep dive and really talk about it. The thing about setting up in boutiques is they're not really getting business as it is. So they really don't want, so it's going to be hard for you to get business, and they hoping that your marketing will bring business to their business. But if you could look at their books, they probably a few months from going out of business. So when you think about selling anything today, you want to think socially, think social media. And what you also have to do is you got to be able to kind of save a little bit and then invest. So what you could do is pay influencers, or you can pay for stuff to be posted. And depending on who you follow online, you could pay as little as $500. Some people gonna charge astronomical prices. I wouldn't pay nothing crazy, but use social media. Create a real LLC, create a website, then get your business into TikTok Shop. Then have creators sell your jewelry on TikTok Shop to their audience. So now you can have multiple people, they selling your jewelry, and they're your mouthpiece, and they got a loyal following. So right now, social media is the way to go. Yeah, then you know. Let me see. I don't know how much longer we got on here. I work for the post office. I'm mentally and physically drained. It's also causing me to have, I feel like God telling me to open up a nonprofit. Sis, you probably need a, a therapy session. Get your therapy session. We got some therapists on mymentor.life, and or a coaching session. The reason why I say therapy is because you use the A word, and that's a therapy term. That's not a life coaching term. I'm a life coach. So I can't really give you advice on that right there, because with that comes different things. So I stay in my lane. So y'all have to know that when y'all talking to me, I'm a life coach. I'm like a mentor. I'm a mentor, and I can't speak on words that are also diagnoses and that can have a medical prescription with it. Therapists go to school for a long time and go through a lot of rigmarole to learn this stuff and then get licensed so they could talk about those type of things. Now, if you want to start a business, I could help you start a business. But dealing with those, certain things like that, I can't really speak to it. But visit mymentor.life, look through there and find some of those. Married, then burn, but I can't live with nobody for long. Sometimes. Okay, this is the other side of her question. I was just clicking on the question before I even seen it. Some of y'all double asking questions. If you double ask a question, you need a coaching session. Go to mymentor.life, My mentor dot life. If y'all double asking questions, nah. The woman sending her text from the Nigerian Christians. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you one thing. There ain't nobody that church harder than a Nigerian Christian. There is no demographic of Christian that have more church and more spiritual religious content than a Nigerian. That is the hardest working culture in the world. I'm curious. That make me curious to see how Mexicans do church, because Mexicans be working hard too. Mexican Nigerian, but they outwork anybody. If a Mexican Nigerian have a child, they might take over the world. You know, harder working as people. I want to be sending me all these content. She go to a Nigerian church. She American. She go to a Nigerian church. She love it. Single boy mom in school. Single boy mom in school and work. Feel like I cannot offer structure, consistency, discipline. Do not live in the best neighborhood. Afraid of him with the wrong crowd. Not having time for extracurricular for him. Your child come first. And so with that school, you got to really ask yourself, why are you in school? And what is school going to do for you? How much is school going to cost you? How much school going to make you? Because I don't have a bachelor's yet. And I earn a very good living. So sometimes you could tap into your purpose. I see a lot of people going through school without direction. And it's taking up time, it's taking up money, and then they get what they went to school for and still be broke and unfulfilled. So the key is to go to school with a plan, to know exactly what you're going to use it for, because you really could. I got a client who is in my year of coaching program, who she was in a lower level position, but this position, you got to get training for it. She opened up a training center, got licensed with the state to offer the trainings for her position that she was working in the corporate world. And that training center made almost $1 million last year. And she is a mom. I think she might have 5 kids, if I'm not mistaken. And she gonna teach people how to do what she did too through me. And that's why she in the program. I'm gonna help her build business, but I'm gonna show y'all what she did. But see, that's what I mean by you got to think outside the box. And before that, she had another business that was booming, and then I think the C19. Y'all about to get on off here in a little bit. I'm gonna get about 7 more minutes. So I had to work today. I was putting everybody who ordered the elderberry gummies in their free course. And boy, let me tell you about black folk. Black folk, boy. I say you buy a bottle in July. I say you buy a bottle of elderberry gummies off of my site, wealthofhealth.com. You get a free course. People who ain't even sniffed Tony Gassel Academy came and asked for the life coach certification course. Now you know that course is a $5,000 course. And when I tell you they ain't even sniffed Tony Gassel Academy, yeah, I'm talking about y'all. Now y'all know y'all wrong for that. But because I ain't specify what courses, as a man of integrity, I honored my word. So people got my $5,000 course, which I don't sell it for that. I have course $5,000 sometimes, but that same course that's less than mine, people sell it for $10,000, $12,000. So, and then with my $5,000 students, they get lifetime access to me. So it's different. And they get text message me, we get on the phone, so I give away crazy amount of value. But the average price that people pay over the years is $500. But right now it's probably over 2,000, I think. And people spent that $21 on that elderberry, wrote in life coach certification. I said, Lord, I can't be mad now. You have not because you asked not. I said it, so I can't be mad at them. I say, well, look here. But I hope y'all actually go through the courses that y'all getting for free and don't just do the course. I mean, don't just get the course, because what a lot of people don't realize is everything that helped me become who I am today as a seven-figure earner, a faithful husband, a devoted father. Everything that I utilize is in my courses on Tony Gass Academy. But the reason, most people don't take the courses, they don't finish the courses because they paid so little to get in it. But then even when you pay a lot, people still don't finish it. And I've been guilty of that myself. I remember paying $1,000 for a course and I probably got through 30% of it. But I immediately took what I learned and started earning money from it. So what y'all don't realize is that in these courses, it still is a blueprint. And don't think that just because you didn't have to go broke to get it, that it can't change your life if you take the information and implement it. And that's why the saying says, you're not waiting on God. God is waiting on you. Everything you need already right there. I met a guy while shopping, seemed nice, paid for my lunch $20. Later on, he kept asking for a picture, wouldn't tell me his age, so I ghosted the same day. Now he keeps reaching out. I never respond. Well, he reaching out just see if he could break through and just see if he get that picture so he can sit there and stare at you. Men ask for a picture so they could just remember what they see, because we don't really remember what we see. But with that picture, we get to sit and stare. And we get to sit and stare and just kind of really see eyes, nose, hair, skin, lips, teeth, body. So that's why men want to really take it all in. But when a man can't answer questions and all that, and he may be married, to be honest with you. So you did the right thing. Your granddad black Hebrew Israelite. Like the arguing started. That's that, the thing about it is what a lot of people get into a religion. A lot of people want religion to feel entitled. Okay, Blanca, we finally got to what you were saying. It's not as bad when you that age, because a woman is, once you cross 40, you got more sense. So it's not as bad. But what you have to think about is 80 and 95. You got to think about 65 and 80. So a man at 80, how mobile are men at 80? Like look around at men at 80, but then think about a woman who is 65 and think about how mobile women at 65 are compared to men at 85. I mean 80. Then think about men at 85 and women at 70. So it's like in a woman's golden years of her life where she may be finally in a financial position to go to France and go to Tahiti and Bora Bora, her man now about in a wheelchair. So you also got to think about that part too. God bless you now with my uh, moderators. Man, Rob, doing all my advertising. Shout out to my moderators now. They be letting y'all know. I'm trying to get to the questions where we finishing up here. So this will be the last one, last question, because it took me a little scrolling to find one. So this is the last question. Alex S. With the state of men and women today regarding dating and expectations, do you think the dating culture will change in the near future to where people appreciate having standards and boundaries? Well, the thing about it is the definition of standards and the definition of boundaries. And that's where the issue lies, is where we don't really equally define standards and boundaries. And that's where people get hung up at. And the dating and expectations, that's what's really, really out of hand. So really honestly, people got too many standards and boundaries, but it's really preferences and guards. It's really people got too many preferences and too much trauma that they so guarded. And in that situation, that's where the issue lies, because with that, y'all forgive me, I gotta upload a video and let it upload while I'm finishing up. So I ain't got to sit up here longer because I'm up here and get my little bit of internet up here. Y'all gotta forgive me, upload my video. That'll probably go in tomorrow. That's what I had shot before the live. So yeah, that's the thing. And that's I was talking about that a little bit on that video, just talking about the dating and the expectations. And I'll be honest with you, it's really, it's really bad today. What men want, what women want is getting out of hand. And it's hard to come together. It's hard to be in a relationship because what I'm finding is that people want somebody that God has not created. And as long as we're not realistic and we cannot see ourselves in the mirror, and so that's why we struggle. Why do men shy away from forums such as yours? I see a couple more questions on here. So I'm gonna be on here till my video finish upload. Well, men already know everything I'm talking about. And I remember one of my friends, my best friend growing up, I wrote my book, What Daddy Never Told His Little Girl. And I published it at 22 years old. And he said to me verbatim, he said, bruh, I ain't reading your book because I already know what you're talking about. He said, you ain't doing nothing but giving away the game and telling on us. And so he, with what he was saying, he already knew everything I'm saying is true. So women are the ones who need help. Men don't need no help because the men are not losing. There are men who lose, but the men who lose is because they chasing a little head instead of following the big head. And men already know that. But when I look into the world as a man, if I when I feel like men losing, I speak to men and I try to give men the game when I feel like men losing. But I remember hearing this story. I could have been listening to Zig Ziglar. I can't remember who I was listening to. And he was telling the story about this therapist or this coach or somebody. And they say the parents flew to him, and the parents flew to him, and the parents was like, we need your help. We need you to help our son because our son is 21 years old or whatever years old, and he don't want to work. He just travel the world. He buy new cars. He buy clothes. He spend money crazy, and we need somebody to coach him, somebody to work with him. And the therapist or the coach, whichever one it was, said, "Well, where is your son right now?" They say, "Well, he's in Australia on a trip." And he said, "Well, who's paying for it?" And they said, "We are." Like, what money is he spending? It was like, our money. Who's he with? His friends. Who paid for his friends? We did. The therapist say, your son don't have a problem. Your son got the life. Your son living the life. You got the problem. Y'all got the problem as his parents. Y'all reinforcing that behavior. Y'all got to cut him off, make him get a job, and let him learn how to be a man. So that's what happened. That's what's happening in our dating world. Is the men don't have the problem because the men getting to meet women, do the bare minimum, get to have sex with a woman, get money from a woman, get to get a second woman, get to have two women arguing over him, fussing and fighting over him, get to leave her, get to keep calling her, get her back, get to run in and out of her life, just like tonight. There was several women talking about their ex showing up at their house. Men get to do what they want to do. And I know this because I was in the dating field. And when I was in the dating field, the reason why I married my wife, because she was the first woman that I actually thought looked good that told me no when I tried to sleep with her. The first woman. I met my wife at 21 years old, and I had never had a woman tell me no. That's how easy it was. Like, I had two girls right before my wife tell me no, but one of them was an Oreo away from being over the weight limit, and the other one had hairy legs and was 10 years older than me. So I didn't really want to be with her anyways. And neither one of them was that cute. Neither one of them was as pretty as my wife. So they told me no. The one that was 10 years older than me told me no because I was 10 years younger than her, so she was trying to make me work. But she still let me be in her house at night, still let me get my little feel. And she was abstinent, serving the Lord or what have you. And then the other one who told me no, it really was because she kind of still had a boyfriend and was still dealing with him and sleeping with him. And then when I met my wife, not only did she tell me no, but when she let me stay the night at her house and I tried her, and I wouldn't listen to her when she was saying no. I kept trying to reach that hand over there on that thigh. She rolled out the bed, kicked me out the bed. She rolled out the bed, told me, get out my bed. And I found it, and what I found, and this is what women don't realize, is what I found when I was dating is that a man could sleep with a woman and her sister. A man could sleep with a woman and her best friend. A man could sleep with a woman and her mom. I found that most women have no loyalty to the next woman. I found that most women don't know their worth, don't know their value, and most women are easy. Most women are loose and fast and don't understand that God created a man to work for the love and affection of a woman. And women don't understand how much power they have. Listen, how long have we had the internet? How many presidents have we had since we had the internet? And then here go a woman, do a fun, and not only a woman, but a woman of color, do a fundraiser. And I think they said the woman raised $81 million in 24 hours. That's the power of a woman. Like, as much as people love Donald or Orange Cream, as much as people love Donald, he ain't been able to raise, he can't raise no $81 million in 24 hours. As much as people love Donald, in large because a lot of his supporters is broke and they ain't even got dental care, be out there at the rally. Like, this man is a billionaire who daddy gave him $1 million to start his business, and you ain't got teeth in your mouth. You out here to the rally and had the carpool to get here, and then had to push your pickup truck in because it cut off at the gate while you waiting in the line, and you ain't got teeth in your mouth, and you think Donald care about you? You must ain't never met a rich white man. And he don't care about white people that live in the trailers. Is you kidding me? I say, well, these people crazy. But then here go a woman. She get in there. I don't care for her. I know there's a lot of celebrities talking about vote for her, vote for her, vote for her. I really don't care for her. I read people. I don't trust a politician, period. And she raised $81 million. But see, women don't understand the power that y'all have if you band together. If you come together and support each other, if women will start to vet men and say, and really take their time to see if a man is taken, see if a man is in a relationship, see if a man is married, that will hold men more accountable. A lot of men, it's men on here who watch my videos every day, but they don't hit the subscribe button. And it's men, because I'll be walking through the airport and men stop me faster than women stop me. I meet so many men that know everything I said and know everything I do. So men watch. Men watch. You got to realize only 60 or 70% of my views come from subscribers. So the rest of them coming from nosy people, which is most likely men who ain't hit the subscribe button. So they hear, but men learn in the dark. Men learn in secret. Men not going. It's only going to be a certain type of confident, real man that's going to get in my comments when he see women are dominating the chat. It's like going to a sorority party. If he see a bunch of women, but the thing about it is women don't really have the shame that men have. Like, you'll see a woman at the red light crying. She in the car. I see this almost every time I'm driving. If I look left or right at every red light, it's a good possibility I'm gonna see a woman crying on the way home. I don't know what's going on with her, but you never see men crying at the red light, ever. And one time I said that lady time she seen two men crying. Man, my homeboy eye water when the wind blows. Some men just got a teary duct. They duct. I ain't saying duck like in the water. I'm talking about DUCT. You ain't seeing no man cry. Men don't cry in public. Men, unless it's something like a tearjerker, like they child graduating or something, you not watching no man cry. So women will be on here like this and ask questions. And now these last two men questions out of answer, they look like AI. Like YouTube, they picture look like an AI generated picture on YouTube that said, man, let me get in here and have some men ask a question. But it could be men now. I don't know. I've been dating a woman for 3 months. We're aligned in spirituality, vision, family, and financial goals. We also stopped having what other topics should we discuss to have a healthy marriage? Well, it's only been 3 months now. It's only been 3 months. But what you want to realize, what you want to do with this woman is you want to have her in every environment. You want to take her around her family. You want to have her around your family. You want to have her in a church service. You want to have her at a sporting event. You want to have her at an event of the arts, like opera, ballet, stage play. You want to have her at a theme park with roller coasters. You want to have her at a water park. You want to have her at a buffet. You want to have her at the vegan spot, at the steak restaurant if she eat meat. You want to try to get her in all the different types of environments that you would eventually go in with your wife. And the reason why I say that, because it's different parts of people. You ain't gonna be able to see everything now. You won't see everything. You won't know everything. And it's certain things to where it had me and my wife been in that environment. She wouldn't have married me. I wouldn't have married her. So for some of it is to the good. But you also got to understand nobody gonna be perfect. You ain't gonna like every single thing about her now. So you got to understand that. But what you want to focus on when you single and you dating is the F's. What I call the 5 F's in my book, Single is Not a Curse. So go on Amazon.com, read Single is Not a Curse. It also helps you prepare for marriage. So when you faith is your foundation. So you want to talk about faith. You want to make sure that y'all there with it. Family. What that's talking about is, do y'all want to have kids? What type of family y'all want to have? And then also y'all family. What is her family like? What is your family like? And how do y'all interact with them? How much dealings y'all have with them? And all of those things. Friends. You want to know her friends. She need to know your friends and how they could possibly affect your relationship. Finances. That's a big one because you want to make sure that y'all have the same financial vision. Y'all either live above your means or y'all either live beneath your means or y'all live in the poverty line, scarcity mindset. You want to see if y'all got a scarcity mindset, an abundant mindset, or if y'all just healthy and wealthy. Wealthofhealth.com. And fitness. You want to see that y'all could relate on the fitness, that y'all gonna take care of y'all body. If you take care of your body, you want to make sure she gonna take care of her body. She not afraid of the gym. She not afraid of a fast. She not afraid of a workout to walk. You want to make, because if she eat like a trash compactor and then metabolism go to slowing down, her body is gonna change. And you got to really know that you're ready for that and that you're not gonna be in a place to where you ready to step out on them because their body done change. Video still uploading, y'all forgive me. I'm getting out of here once the video upload now. Tony, can you talk about what type of pictures women should post on their profiles on social media to attract men for marriage? Let me tell you something now, marriage-minded men. What marriage-minded men like is a well-rounded woman. And so what I mean by that is on your social media, you need to curate your social media, but not like an artist. Don't curate your social media like the art director for Vogue. Don't curate your social media like a food blogger for Cos- Cosmo magazine. Like it need to be real. It need to be authentic. It need to be everyday life. It shouldn't look like a magazine because that means you fake. And that means that you don't show your lowlights, you only show highlights. And your post should be regular. So you should be posting every week. If you only post when you glamorous, when you traveling, when you doing something and you not busy, like if you work a normal job that ain't that busy, but you only post highlights, then it's tell a man that you too worried about what other people think. But when you could post every week, even if it's a Bible scripture or a motivational quote. What you don't want to do on your page if you single and you want a man is post other men. Don't post male preachers, don't post male life coaches, don't post male authors because a man wants to know that he's not going to have to compete with another man for your ear. So if you posting all of us men who on here running our mouth, if our doctrine is not with that man doctrine, he may be like, no, I ain't with it. Now, in some cases, that could be a good thing because it could deter certain type of men, but it gotta be sparingly. So you want to post it if you need to post some motivation, need to be once a month, but you really shouldn't post men because you don't know how we live our life and you don't know what we doing behind closed doors. And it don't matter how much you watch somebody online, you don't know us from a can of paint. You don't know us from the man on the moon. So you need to, if you're gonna listen to men online, listen to the men online, but you shouldn't be posting us on your social media pages. The story, you could get away with it because it's 24 hours. But even with that, if a man start following you and he watching your stories and you posting me every day, you're gonna look like a crazed fan. And you're gonna look like you don't know nothing for yourself and you gotta follow talking heads online. So that's one of the little tips about with the male mentality because men, we are territorial. So like with my wife, she does it perfectly. She act like I'm the only man in the world. Like she act like I've never in my entire existence with my wife seen her like a man's post or post a man. She don't, and I don't tell her not to do that. Now she not finna follow no men unless it's like a client or like it's somebody she working with or like somebody like one of her shoppers or something like that. She ain't finna be following no man online, but she married. And the same thing, she know I don't follow women unless it's my clients or it's some type of business there or I'm coaching or it's just like a sports thing, like somebody we watching on sports or something like that that she follow too. But I don't follow just random women just to be following them unless it's a networking or a business or something like that. So she could see that. So you got to know on your page, you also want to curate that. It's okay to follow men, but you want to make sure you ain't following thirst traps and thought men. And then with your post, you want to make sure you're not posting thirst traps. It's okay to post a side angle photo, but you shouldn't be turned all the way around with your booty crack facing the camera. If you could see the hump on the side, that's one thing. If booty crack facing the camera, you're doing too much. And you also want to show as little skin as possible when you making posts online. Almost any and every man who is a good man from head to toe, top to bottom, left to right, do not like women who post pictures that's too showy. Because again, a man want to know that his woman is for him and not for the world. So if you post in private areas, like if you post a bathing suit, you need to be able to see some sand and some water. Don't post no bathing suit in the room mirror. And these outfits that y'all be wearing, these completely see-through outfits, it's husband repellent. Good husband repellent. These see-through outfits where you could see like a little bit of nipple, or you could see too much booty, you could see too much, like what women be wearing on the red carpet. They are celebrities and they got money, and you are not them. Don't know everyday man want to see an everyday woman with one of these sheer see-through skirts and tops on, with the little bikini bottom and the bikini bra top with everything else see-through. It's tacky, it's distasteful, it's ugly. And a potential husband don't want to see that. You should not post nothing that Meg the Stallion will post, nothing that Glorilla and Sexy Red will post, nothing that Cardi B will post. Meaning you should not be twerking online. If you twerking online, you gonna attract maggots because the video got a stench on it. If your picture got a smell on it, you attracting maggots, not men. So if I could look at a woman post and it looked like I could smell a booty hole, that let me know right there she ain't gonna meet no husband through social media. So when you posting, it's okay to show an array of outfits of fashion taste, but it need to be tasteful. So the split should not come all the way up to your hip. That split shouldn't go past mid-thigh if you got that split on there. Your cleavage should not be all out. At the most, you ought to see a little top of it. Little bit of cleavage. Now, it shouldn't be way down here. Shouldn't be the little pasty bikini with the whole melon hanging out. Shouldn't be nothing with booty crack facing camera. If you single, you shouldn't have no pictures of no ex-boyfriend or no man. You shouldn't be posting no man, even your homeboy. And I'm gonna be honest with you, a Christian man who is gonna be a husband don't want to see your gay best friend, male gay best friend, because for Christian men, we believe homosexuality is a spirit, not that a man born that way. We believe a man is possessed with a spirit to be a homosexual man, because we men. So we don't look at it the same way as a woman. We don't necessarily like it in a woman either. But for a man, you got to realize a man have both of the parts that is used in that activity. So when you got this man who is what you call in your GBF, and maybe he do your hair or he do your nails, that's husband repellent. Because a straight Christian husband don't want your GBF around him. Because if the man like male booty, we gonna feel like he could be looking at our booty. Point blank period. It's hard to say just because of the world we live in with all the alphabets, but that's the honest to God truth. So you got to be mindful of this. And so the perfect page, the perfect Instagram profile is going to have a woman who is dressed business casual and casual, classy and respectful in her outfits. But it's also going to have a book. It's also going to have books that are being read. It's also going to have meals that are being ate. And it's also going to have adventures that are being had. And it's going to be a mixture. And it ain't going to be, it's not going to be filters on there. And it's not going to be curated to the high heavens, looking like a Vogue magazine. It's going to be real and natural. but it's gonna show, okay, she go to the theme park, she go to the sporting event, she go to the ballet, she go to the stage play, she go she go to the library, she read books, she watch movies, she eat good. It's all right to have fried chicken, but it can't all be fried chicken and hot dogs. Fried chicken and hot dog might show you down to earth. You at the festival, you at the carnival, but it also need to be salad on there. Need to show a workout, but you can't do the Angela Simmons now. If you gonna post a workout 3 times a week, the body need to change a little bit. The body change don't have to be extremely drastic, but that body need to change a little bit. You can't post a workout 3 times a week and we can't see now inch came off their waist. It ain't gonna add up. Y'all, let me make sure I got all these here questions that had popped in here. Someone popped in, not the regular questions, the super chats. Welcome to the new members. God bless you. Just making sure I ain't missed no super chat. I have a learning disability, Tia and Tom, and contracted HSV when I lived a lonely life because of these 2 things. So I even bother to find a relationship or just stay single. A relationship will find you, but first you got to find you, Tia and Tom. You got to find you. So once you find you, and you optimistic about life and your opportunities, and you in therapy and coaching, then you ready. How soon is too soon to get married? Inside of 12 months. Never want to get married inside of 12 months. All right, Tony. See, I had missed some of these super chats. Y'all forgive me, because see them right there, they don't show them to me at the top all the time. So I got to scroll through the chat. Y'all forgive me now. Hi, Tony. People tell me I look like Simone Biles. In your opinion, what's the best match for me, looks compatibility wise? Well, you see Simone Biles' husband. I don't know if they married, but you see her man. So when you look like Simone Biles, you kind of what you call ambiguous. White men like your look, black men like your look, Hispanic men like your look. So you kind of ambiguous. And Simone Biles, that's what'll be called cute, just based on societal standards. So you got to realize that. And understand it. Oh, I see on here. Daytona got offended by her name. And sister, you got to get out your feelings on this here page here. Cause one thing I'm gonna do is tell you the truth. And your mama who passed away named you after Daytona Beach. And that's honestly what I was gonna say, because I used to go to Daytona Beach every week. And so that makes sense. And I ain't say nothing was wrong with your name. I said it was a unique name. But what I was telling you is that because of our names, we do get passed over. And I seen a name today that I passed over. And so that's a real thing. Not that something that you got to change, but you got to be able to laugh at yourself, and you got to like my daddy say, don't get mad, scratch your booty and get glad. Cause one thing over here is ain't nothing changing. You know, I'm gonna be me. And if you know me and you follow me, then you know what I be talking about. So you is welcome to move on with your life and live your life. But I'm gonna be uncensored. And that's one thing. And what we used to say growing up, when somebody have a unique name, we used to say your mama play too much. And that's just how we grew up. You can't take yourself that serious. So if it bothers you that bad, then that might be something that you got to look into. Because if you realize on this page how many black women on here got a name that you cannot pronounce, if it's meant to be offensive, then common sense would tell you I wouldn't say nothing about it with all of the black women on here. But my thing about it is you just have to understand the tone of the room and get out your feelings, because this ain't a place to be in your feelings, because you definitely gonna get your feeling hurt every day. So that's for your husband to console you. I'm not worried about nobody feeling but Cherie Gaskins. So if you can't stand the heat in the kitchen, get out the kitchen. And that's what I'm told every last one of y'all, is that you got to be able to understand, because here's is over here. I'm over here talking and helping in love when you got the red pill and the MGTOW cussing y'all out, talking about you like a dog, like trash, and then get in your feelings and get sensitive when somebody talking to you in love. So when a man who trying to help you offending you, then what you think an average everyday man who ain't there to help gonna do? You ain't gonna be able to do nothing in your life. You better get your life right. And the one thing about it, especially when you of color, it's like you can't be sensitive about no doggone name when we was darn slaves. We come from slavery. They still calling us the N-word in our face. You got Asian and Hispanic saying the N-word now. You got to get your life together. Jackie, God bless you now. I'm looking for the one that just came in right here. More precious than rubies. Now, more precious than rubies have been on here quite a while. Hey, Tony, self-love exists. At what point is it healthy versus I've always blamed others for mocking my faults and called my stagnation self-love. I finally made the first step to change for the better. Well, sister, if you felt that way about it and you made a change, then you answered your own question, because it might be a situation where it was, but you got to understand that it's no such thing as self-love. Self-love, no such thing, because that's a oxymoron. So what that right there really would be is, it would be insecurity and projection being used as protection because of past trauma and fear of being hurt again. But self-love is healthy boundaries. Self-love is prioritizing your mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical health. So if you're doing those things, then it's impossible for it to be opposite self-love. And if it is that word, the T word, then it's not self-love. So understand that. And you can't let nobody make you feel bad about your boundaries if your boundaries work for you and they make sense for you. You can't be worried about that right there. Now listen, look like my video done upload. I got to get on home. Now this a lesson right. Oh, here go another super chat. I ain't see. Y'all forgive me. I'm gonna get to the bottom of the chat, make sure I don't miss now, because somebody spending their hard-earned money. I don't want to miss it. How hard would you say it is for a man to heal after being cheated on by his wife in the past and is now divorced? Can he be a viable dating option? Yes, he can, with the healing of God. Without the healing of God, it's going to be next to impossible for him to trust a woman again. But, you got to understand that. Let me see here. I think I got to the bottom of the chat. So, but yeah, men, like the quote says, God forgives, men don't. That's pretty much, we really don't forget anything. We really don't forgive anything. That's why Jesus died on the cross, because a man who was not directly sent from God was not going to do it for us or for nobody else. Men are very unforgiving. So you got to realize and understand that. And now, another little point right here before I go, because now y'all got to remember, I come from the black family where you say bye 7 times before you actually leave. Is I'm up here 12:10 a.m. on live, and I'm sitting in my office. So y'all see I'm being 100% faithful now. But if my mother-in-law still at my house, when I walk in the house, she gonna be looking like, what the real man on? And my wife, she probably done popped on the YouTube to see if I'm actually on live. But you gotta think about that. She probably getting off right now to fake like she going to sleep. Fake like she sleep when I walk in the house, act like she ain't have no words, but she probably popped on here. Human gonna be a human now. But the thing about it is this how faithfulness could look like cheating? So you got to know yourself and you got to know your spouse. Because this the thing. Somebody say, who asking question? W. Curran. Well, W. Curran, if you want to get seen and you see the people get seen as the people who send in a super chat, you have to open that wallet. If you see I'm missing the regular question, it's like, boy, black folk, boy. You don't hear all these people in the chat. Like, open that wallet. You see, the super chat ain't up at 99 cents. A coach says it's $500. Like, my goodness. See, you see LaShandria. And see, that's what I be trying to tell y'all. I'm black. And I struggle saying LaShandria. So that's all I be saying is you gotta think about how Bill feel. And so if it don't mean a whole lot to you, and you like, okay, mama, daddy, thank you for the name, but I'm finna change this to Sean Harris. Okay, that ain't the end of the world. And I ain't mad. I ain't picking on LaShandria name, but that's what I was just trying to tell y'all though, is for those of y'all who having children, I want y'all to realize that it is true that your resume get passed over for your name. People is still racist. And I coach so many black women who say, Tony, I have been applying for a job for so long and I'm getting no responses and I can't get a job. And I'm going to tell you, if you have a long name, you might want to apply with a fictitious name and then get in the door and then let them see your real name on your ID. And then you're gonna see. Now hold on. As soon as I put my name to something over here, and that's what I'm just trying to tell you how to trick the system. It ain't about changing you and all of that, but just trick the system just so you find out. So what I do if I call and a white person pick up and I ask a price for something, I have a white person call to get a quote on the price too, just to see. A lot of times it come out. The same thing, and I'll be like, okay, yeah, humanity doing better. Let me look for the person y'all talking about now. Let me look for the person y'all talking about. W Curran. So W on here. See what W doing? Asking questions in secret with W. We don't know what W stand for. Everybody else on here with their first name out. W come on here. W. Why is it so hard for me to speak to men? There was a guy at the church I visit that always stares, but I can't bring myself now. Now, W, did you post this question a million times with all these typos in it? And you ain't see, and you ain't kept them typos. Okay, I see you writing the question over and over. Okay. Why is it so hard for me to talk to men? There's a guy at a church I visit that stares, but I can't bring myself to look and speak. Any tips? I'm actually introverted, but he makes me nervous. You can't talk to men because you're not supposed to talk to men. A man who finds a wife finds a good thing and receives favor from the Lord. It is his job to approach you, to put you at ease, and to introduce himself and to ask you your name and about yourself and to ask you if you are single, if he is interested in getting to know you on that level. That's all on the man. That is never ever on a woman. All you have to be able to do is just pause, take a breath, and answer his questions. It is never a woman's job to look at a man, to talk to a man, to stare at a man. At the most, a woman should do this. At the most. At the most, not even that because it's fake. So you shouldn't even show teeth. At the most, a woman, that's it. That is it. That is enough right there. That's all a man needs. But you don't have to do that. Because if a man wants you, he gonna build up the courage and he gonna come talk to you. And the thing about these men today, they not built how we were back in the day. These men today, he might watch you for 10 weeks before he approach you. So don't worry about it. And the thing about it is too, with men, we stare. We stare and we watch everybody. We watch everybody. Even as married men. As a married man, I see every person that passed me, male and female, but I see every woman as well as every man. I see everybody and it don't matter how big they is, it don't matter how small they is, it don't matter how short, how tall, how white, how black, how purple, how green. Men see everything. So a lot of times a man could be looking at you and staring, and it could be for something that have nothing to do with you. Something that have nothing to do with your body, something that have nothing to do with you, something that have nothing to do with nothing. So you can't even really let it go to your head. Until a man approach you and remove all doubt, don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. But what I was saying on here before I was about to leave is that you got to think about this too, how cheating, how faithfulness could look like cheating. How by me up here working, my wife could be at the house thinking I'm cheating. And you know what? Now I told her I was coming back up to the office because the power came back on. The power had went out. I don't know, somebody hit a pole. And I told her I had to do a live because I had posted the live and didn't get to do it. So I told her I had to finish my live. And she was like, okay, cool. I'm unpacking the luggages because we got back in town, got back in the country, and we had 5 completely full luggages. No, 6 completely full luggages. So she had a lot to unpack today. And I've been at the office working today, been putting people in their courses from the July special I did. The special over with. Special over with. August special over with. So y'all ordered late. Y'all went to Welfare Health late and ordered the free courses is over with. After I seen how many people hit me across the head for the life coach certification, I said, no, man, I'm selling myself short. I say these scammers would never sell a $20 pair or a $20 bottle of healthy gummies and give away a $5,000 course for free. I say these scammers would never. I'm done. I done wore out my welcome. The Bible say give with a glad heart. And after the day, putting all them people in that life coach certification, my heart was not glad anymore. I said, my goodness. I said, Lord, what was I thinking? Well, what was I thinking? I'm giving away too much value. I'm giving away too much value. And there'll be some people that'll file a refund. Now I was going to get off of here, and then Sunflower Yellow did a super chat. I don't run off on no super chat now. So Sunflower Yellow now, y'all just gonna sit here and send these super chats and hold me on here, huh? To God be the glory. A guy at my church likes me, but his dental hygiene is terrible. I don't want to be picky, but I am a beautiful woman and want someone on my level. Thoughts? And so this is the thing. Jackie Dollhouse says she exclude that one. All right, Jackie, smart aleck. Life coach certification excluded. So the rest of the courses y'all can have. For every bottle of gummies, you get any other course except for life coach certification. If you was on this live, the claim of free course, you got to say, Tony, I heard you on your live say all courses except for the life coach certification. And now the ones that hit my inbox before I said this, the last one came in is 12:06 a.m. That was the last one. That's the last one getting approved if they asking for the life coach certification. So y'all heard me say it now. Y'all know what the terms and conditions, things are subject to change. And so y'all got to understand that. I said, boy, folks, doing it wrong. But I sent out another special for the life coach certification. You could use the coupon. I sent the email out. Samuel just signed up using that coupon. Look like God bless you, Samuel. Well, bless me with what I'm worth. God bless you. God, my church likes me, but his dental hygiene is terrible. I don't want to be picky, but I am a beautiful woman and want someone on my level. Thoughts. Sunflower, that's very unfortunate. You know, it's very unfortunate and it's hard. You know, I have a friend, a male friend that I had to tell the other day, you know, about his dental hygiene and had to tell him, like, listen, bro, you know, you got to make sure that you presenting yourself, that you showering, you brushing your teeth because you want to do business, you want to make money, you got to do all this. But to be honest with you, that is a failure on our part as parents. I'm finna help my youngest son get his teeth whiter because he don't like to brush his teeth. A lot of boys don't like to brush their teeth, but somehow my oldest son is super into skincare and his dental hygiene. He's super into it. My youngest son is more like I was, not so much, you know, mouth full of heat. And it just that's how a lot of boys are. Some girls are like that as well, but that's how a lot of boys are. And so it's just something that you can't really it's something that you can't really talk about. It's gonna be hard to address that. But if he liked you and he talked to you, it may make him start brushing his teeth more. I remember when I was young, my cousin didn't brush his teeth. He brushed his teeth with water. So I started brushing my teeth with water. And so my breath started to stink. And I remember my homeboy, the way he did it, he was like, yo, bro, what time you gonna pick me up? All right, yeah. Man, I'm finna brush my teeth. Yeah, I'm gonna brush my teeth. Yeah, I'm gonna brush my teeth. And then I'll be ready. I call him. Yeah, man, I'm brushing my teeth. That's how he started doing. Now I could have just be reading into it, but that's what I was thinking. I was brushing my teeth. I just don't know if I brush my teeth good. And so it's one of them things to where I remember meeting a young lady, and the first time we were intimate, stuff was off. The pH was HP, and I was like, wow. I was like, my goodness. I said, well, I don't know. She needs some salt and vinegar, or what? Or what's going on? But then it was like around the third or fourth time, it was completely neutral. Like I think having a boyfriend made her start taking care of herself. And so I was like, you know, people will glow up, people will get better. So you may have to think about that. And one of the things you could do is when you with them, just put your piece of gum in your mouth. And you know, if y'all talking, put your piece of gum in your mouth and you want some. No. I just feel terrible if I have a piece of gum and the person I'm talking to don't have a piece of gum. Please, by all means. And I always get my feelings hurt when somebody offer me some gum, but I still be asking my wife now if she offer me some gum. My breath stink? No. If your breath stink, I'll tell you. I'm like, no, you wouldn't. So think about that now. But hey, God bless y'all. We might as well go ahead and hit 3 hours. We did 2 hours and 58 minutes, 40 seconds. If you have not got ordered, pre-order, this is a pre-order now of the elderberry gummies from a new company, Billion Labs. Billion Air Labs presents wealthofhealth.com. So we're gonna add the sea moss gummies, we're gonna add the apple cider vinegar gummies. I just have to get the correct formulas, make sure everything healthy, everything good. And y'all be sending me unsolicited emails. Some of y'all, you know, if it's the email of a video, hey Tony, watch this video, check this out, do this, then it's cool. But the other stuff, it's not a smell. It's bad tartar and missing teeth. God bless him. God bless him. God bless that brother there. So you might, LaShonda, you gave me an idea. I'm sure shooting the video on the way home just to make use of it. But I only live 8 minutes away, so I'm going to be there quick. But hey, God bless y'all, and we'll talk soon. I know the white folk down, few those down at the bar. It's a bar, a few those down for me. They probably like, man, this man here working late, burning the midnight oil. Probably in there running drugs. You know, I bet he's in there getting a little drug ring because he comes up there, he's not even dressed appropriately. Can't be making that much money. Up there, a little cover up.